Guess what's under the cloud, m'lady? I don't know, man. It's a pretty weak vape cloud. I think we can see everything. Probably too small to see. But that's a whole man's tit right there. Whole man tit. Welcome back to r/TwistedReads. Today, we're going to take another look at r/NeckBeards. But I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of r/NeckBeardness at the very end. So, this one's a little bit different than I normally do. Normally, I am looking at pictures and responding to them. But today, I'm going to be reading some stories. So, if you want to cringe, and you want to see some people make some fools of themselves, hang out, relax, pull up a chair, get your tasty beverage, or whatever you like to drink when you're listening to videos, and enjoy. Brony NeckBeard locks his target on me. So this is my first NeckBeard story, also on mobile, so bear with me. Like all good Reddit posts, I will start with our cast. Kevin, the NeckBeard of our story, in all his brony glory. Me, the my lady of this story. Chris, my then boyfriend. So to start things off, this happened a few years ago when I was in high school. I was your typical drama club nerd. A tad cringe myself, honestly, which made me a key target for the beard bait. I was your typical hot topic shopping goth wannabe in high school. At the time of the story, I had started dating Chris. He was a stereotypical gamer weeb. We all know the type, but unlike Kevin, he was clean, odor-free, and shaved. What I hadn't known before we started dating was that Chris and Kevin were friends. Now, Kevin was a neckbeard cut out. He had the dirty neck beard, the greasy hair, acne-riddled face, and a smell that warned you he was close by before you heard his heavy panting. Kevin also wore the same hoodie every day, no matter how hot it was. A real classy navy blue number with his Xbox gamer tag spray painted on the back. Now, Kevin was a senior when I was a sophomore, but somehow we ended up in the same math class. And because I fell upon some higher beings crap list, I was seated right next to Kevin. His smell alone made me nauseous, and he was a space hog. He took up his own desk and part of mine. I'll start with the mildest of encounters first. We had a substitute, and because of that, we weren't doing anything in class, really. Kevin saw this as a perfect time to enact his plan. Kevin turned to me, stared for a moment, and says, "You know, Chris isn't good enough for you. He doesn't see that you're true a lady." Me looking utterly confused. What are you talking about? Chris is a good guy. Kevin giving me that always dramatic nice guy snort. He doesn't appreciate you like a good guy would, you know. He can't treat you like as good as I can. You're dating a guy that like him. Why won't you give a real good guy a chance? Me. Are you talking about yourself? I'm going to stop you right now, okay? Knock it off. Kevin. You'll see one day when he treats you like a real slut and not a queen like I would. At that, Kevin had lumbered himself out of his chair and off to the hallway, fuming apparently. This resulted in a huge fight between him and Chris, and when Chris finally realized what he was going on, he cut all ties with Kevin. This next part is from a few months later, after Chris and I had broken up. Amicably, might I add. I'm just not into gaming, and I was too much of his life for his to work out. Kevin sitting down and looking triumphant. I heard you and Chris broke up, so I drew you something. It's my pony OC, Shadow Flame, and I drew you one too. Her name is Black Flutter. See? And with that, he handed me an intensely detailed drawing of two of my little pony OCs. One was apparently supposed to be me, drawn horribly, with a skull on its back leg. I don't know what to say and just gave it back with a sort of shocked look. But it didn't end there. I drew more for you. This is how I'd treat you if you gave me a chance, m'lady. He acted like he was being the smoothest man on earth. He handed me what could only be described as two ponies engaging in some pretty intimate activities. I was horrified and I stood up immediately, going to our math teacher and telling him what Kevin had just done. Our seats were moved to the opposite sides of the room and Kevin was sent to the counselor's office. For the rest of the year, he would just stare at me, breathing heavily from the other side of the room. TLDR, NeckBeard tries to break my boyfriend and I up. Then, after we broke up, he draws me My Little Pony porn as a way to flirt. You know, back in my day, that was always the rage. Come up to a girl, show her some nice OC that you've drawn of you and her, intimating in some entangled act of passion, and they just swoon, wanting to be your girlfriend. But I guess nowadays that's not cool anymore and considered creepy. No, it was always considered creepy, dude. That was just awful. Please, no one ever do this unless you are asked. If this is what you're into, that's fine. Keep it on your DeviantArt. We don't need to see it out in public. Moving on. This is my first time posting here, and I had to tell this story here when my friend showed me this page. I can laugh a bit at it now, but at the moment, it sucked. So, I started talking to this guy on an online dating site. I was sent a message by a random guy and decided to check it out. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that made red flags go up, so I messaged him back and we started talking for a month or so. Everything was going great and I actually started to feel somewhat comfortable with this person. So we made plans to meet in a place midway for both of us. Being the fact that he was an hour and a half away from where I lived, we agreed to meet at a hookah bar, which I frequently did quite a lot, so I felt very comfortable going there. Plus, I knew some people that worked there. I showed up at the time we planned to meet and walked inside to see he wasn't there, which I was totally fine with, and picked a place to sit off to the side so we could talk when we get there. I was on my phone, so I wasn't really paying too much attention at the time, but when I looked up, it was already 15 minutes past the time he was supposed to be there. I figured, hey, he was probably stuck in traffic since it was a major city. He texted me a few minutes later, confirming what I assumed and swore he was on his way. I texted him it was fine, just be careful. Another 30 minutes passed and I figured at this point he stood me up. So I ordered and figured I would have a good time on my own. An hour after, I get a text from him. Hey, I'm in the parking lot. I just wanted to let you know before I walked in. The picture I posted on the dating site were not me. At this point, I had gotten my hookah and a drink and didn't look at my phone for a few minutes. Finally looked at the message and got a bit shaken, wondering what the F I got myself into. Before I was able to rush to get a bill so I could just leave before whoever showed up, in walks a 5'3", 300+ pound man, complete with ripping MLP shirt and a cane. Deep in my soul, I felt this had to be the dude. It was my first time ever witnessing a true neckbeard in the wild. I didn't make eye contact. Just continued to look at my phone, hoping it wasn't the case. But then I hear my name yelled across the room. He rushed as fast as his leg could take him over to where I was sitting. I would have been okay to humor him and just talk, since why the fuck not? But the stench that came off him was that of sweat and Cheerios. This man proceeded to sit down next to me and wrap an arm around me, only intensifying the smell he was giving off. I tried hard to be nice as I shrugged off his arm and moved a bit away, explaining I wasn't too comfortable with that. He got so offended by it, he stared me down for a few minutes in the most annoyed expression he could. I couldn't have been any more uncomfortable and tried not to look over as I continued to smoke before he began to say, "A woman shouldn't be so impolite to push such a wonderful man as myself away." Also began belittling me on my choice of outfit, stating that I was too drab and I was fatter than he expected. Like, seriously, I was insulted for jeans and a plain shirt and too fat by a dude who catfished me entirely. But before I could snap at him, he interrupted, saying he would forgive me this one time because he loved me and I can work on my appearance, then totally goes into another topic. By this point, I said nothing to him, trying to fully ignore him and hold my breath while texting my best friend to please call me, which I found out later that she was at work, and get me out of the situation. All while this guy was enlightening me on the fact that he was a hacker and a gun enthusiast. Thankfully, the waiter could see how uncomfortable I was and asked him. I paid for the hookah and my drink as I told him what was going on. This guy ended up letting me leave out of employee interest so I wouldn't be seen leaving by the dude, and walked me out of my car. By the time I was leaving, I got another text from the neckbeard that I was scum of the female race, to just leave him there after all the time and effort it took him to get there, and the fact that he wanted to get into a deep, meaningful relationship. Also that he would forever make my life a living hell when he hacked my phone. I told him to F off and blocked his number. I thought this would be the end of it. Nope. 6 months later, I got a text from all sorts of numbers saying I needed to kill myself. That he knew where I lived so he could help DDoS. Of course, this terrified me, thinking this guy was crazy enough to show up. I put in a police report and told all my friends in the area to watch out for this guy. Thankfully, nothing happened and it's been a few years. But it certainly made me grow up and not trust anyone fully on a dating site. Holy cow! I don't know where to begin with this one. It's just all wrong. I don't understand the bathing thing, honestly. I don't understand the bathing thing at all, first off, with neckbeards. Just bathe. It's soap. It's not going to kill you. Honestly, if you deal with swords and guns constantly, you have a less chance of dying by, or more chance of dying by those than you do a bath soap. Hey, seriously. Also, never start out a date or be on a dating site and catfish. It's never going to end well. Tell me what you guys think about this story in the comments. But anyways, let's get into some neckbeard nests, shall we? First off, we have a living room neckbeard nest. According to the poster, this is his roommate's mess. As you see, there's like half-eaten food plates under the table. There's a nice cushion on the couch for ass support. An extra chair, maybe for more gaming space or more table space, because he already used everything. But you gotta notice, he's a man of class and action, seeing the coffee press on his table. I own a coffee press personally, but that's mainly because I don't have enough room on my counters for a coffee maker. Also, the temperatures are kind of weird. I'm kind of a coffee snob. Anyways, let's go to the next one. Alright, next post, we have a friend's room. According to the poster, this is his version of cleaning. What he'll do is he just makes enough room for his rolling chair. And they say it's the bedroom. I don't even see a bed. I guess it's maybe back there in the corner. But then he has to like pole vault the food boxes and the lozenge packages, and I don't know what some of this stuff is. I like his shelf of like Monster cans and Red Bull cans up there. I mean, it looks like it's a pretty decent setup. I mean, he's definitely a gamer. You get the pinnacle of gaming chairs there. But I can't see living like this. I try to be a very immaculate person myself. But, jeez, I can't stand this. This next, we have more of a neckbeard den than we have a neckbeard nest. Seeing as this belongs to, obviously, a furry. And I just feel like if you're having a fox here, don't call it more or less call it a den. But I don't know who needs this many monitors. I'm pretty sure one of these always has Tumblr or Reddit up at any given moment. He's definitely a man of action, having a wireless gaming keyboard here with the trackpad. I don't know what he would do with all these monitors. Like, you get a furry head up top there. You got look, at the very top right corner, he has one of those little disco light things. He has a little webcam. Why would you want to stream anything in this room? This is awful, man. Like, I want to know what you're running. I want to know every program you're running on every one of these monitors. I have 3 monitors, and I only use 2 of them. I have my main editing monitor, my media monitor, and if I want to have a video up while I'm doing something else, I have my TV up top that's also a monitor. But this is stupid and ridiculous. Like, if you guys can come up with any functional means to have this many monitors, please tell me in the comments below. This is really disturbing. Alright guys, the last one I'm going to go over is this mountain of Mountain Dew cans. It's a literal mountain of Mountain Dew. And I thought maybe it's been like years and months of gathering stuff, but these all are the MTM cans. These are all like the extremely new cans. Like, I enjoy myself a good Mountain Dew. Especially like the voltage ones and the new ones they come out with. Code Red, it's okay. But I think if you're going to drink this much Mountain Dew, you need to mix it up a little bit. I mean, I do see some Volt in there, some Kickstart, I guess. But it's like 90% other cans. I don't know if this is a prank or another project or what this is, but this is disgusting. Just have a room full of Mountain Dew cans. Like, what are you going to do when you leave this car? leave this apartment, I guess. I guess he's gonna make some money off recyclables. Jesus, there's so many. If anybody can give me a guess of how many are in this pile, let me know. I'm actually curious how many you think is in here, because I couldn't even tell you. Alright guys, this is the part of the video where I sell out a little bit. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter. I post random crap there whenever I think about it. If you do have an idea for a different subreddit, let me know down below, and I'll make sure to read it. And if you like, subscribe now, you get 100 years good luck. That simple. Bye from me, guys. See ya!